And I really don't want you repeating your 2023, 2024 into 2025 now that you have this information. Here's what I need you to do first. I need you to put the reality shows away. I need you to put the porn away. I need you to put the cannabis away, the excessive drinking away, the problematic friends, the situationships. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. But here, during the winter arc is the opportunity. I got a whole train going by as I'm trying to give you the word. Let's wait. Including crap music. I need you to put everything that I mentioned to the side. During this season, you need to be focusing on getting your body right, getting your mind right, and getting your money right. There is no reason why you need to be overspending on gaining more weight and diminishing your mental and emotional health. If you want to become the hotter version and become unrecognizable to the people that already know you and don't believe in you, then yes, you're going to need to have I need you to use this winter arc to get ahead, to actually come out of the winter unrecognizable and closer to your dream woman. Hello, my beautiful people. We just finished our 30-day challenge and we're headed into the winter arc. If you are new to my channel, my name is Shanice and welcome. On this channel, we talk about reinventing yourself and becoming your own dream woman. And today, I really wanted to provide you with 5 ways we are going to be going into the winter arc to come out unrecognizable, leveled up, glowing, and growing. And so I need you to really take notes for what I'm about to say, because it is definitely going to change your life. Everything that I mentioned, and there's more that we are already distracted by, is the reason why we keep walking into a new year feeling the same, if not worse, about our life. And if you want to get ahead and start feeling good, pay attention to the 5 things that I'm about to mention. Starting off with number 1, it's time to reflect. During the winter arc, I need you to spend less time absorbing content and more time observing yourself, observing how you live your life, maybe your mindset, your emotions, the people around you. This is the opportunity to get quiet and actually observe your surroundings and really pay attention to everything you've been doing. That way you are not repeating it in 2025. So right now, I need you to get a journal. And even if you have to come back to this video, get a journal, a fresh journal. This is like before 2025. Get a fresh journal. And I want you to write down what your dream girl is going to look like in 2025. What is she going to act like? How is she going to feel about herself? So when you go into 2025, you should feel amazing about yourself because of what I'm going to mention. Also, what kind of standards is she going to have? What kind of boundaries is she also going to have in place? And how does she want to be treated? And so while it's the winter months, I really want you to start working on mirroring who your dream girl is. All of those questions, I need you to start mirroring those with yourself. And so you're going to be absorbing less content while working on yourself. This is the time that you start honing in on who you want to become. That way, when we are all outside in 2025 and the weather is nice, you are already self-aware of who your dream girl is. You have boundaries, you have standards, you have a routine that you like. You've already come up with your non-negotiables. That is already what we have been working on in 2024 when I started my channel with you guys. But I know during the winter months, that's when we actually lose momentum. We lose momentum, we become really unmotivated. And that is where, when you're feeling lonely, unmotivated, that is when you start to self-sabotage, or you get distracted by your bad habits or things that you should not be spending your time with or entertaining. The winter months, you'll get really lonely. So you're going to call up an ex-fling. You're going to call up your situationship. While you're working on yourself, you should be spending this time to be building your standards. Because if your dream woman is treated like a queen, top tier, You cannot be entertaining that old part of you, what your old self would be entertaining. Now that we're going into the winter arc with a different energy for us to start winning in 2025. This process is so important, especially during the winter, because you are creating the version of yourself that you desire to become during the hardest months, where the temptation is high, where the distraction is high, where your motivation is low, your discipline is low. And where do you grow the most? During the uncomfortable moments in our life. So this is where you need to get quiet and slow down intentionally. So for example, if your current version of yourself lacks communication and your dream woman is great at communicating, this is the season to really observe and practice and to prepare yourself for your 2025 version of yourself, of who you'd like to become. Because when you know how to communicate, you're going to have better relationships. You're going to have a better life as well. So anything that you're weak at or that you suck at right now, this is actually a great opportunity during the winter months to actually start working on. This is also an amazing time for you to start healing wounds, or really digging deep on anything that you have been shoving aside or hiding in the dark, to really address it, maybe even going to therapy. I would recommend going to therapy, especially during the winter arc where you need people the most, need support, maybe a life coach or a personal trainer. It's so important to have strong mentorship around you during these winter months to help you excel to the level that you're looking to excel towards. Because clearly, how many years have to go by before you realize that you cannot do everything on your own? And there are no shortcuts. You're always going to need leadership around you. The average human is not doing that well during winter months. So you really have to have a strong surrounding, or you have to go and insert yourself into a strong surrounding. Number 2, ladies, before you go and spend unnecessary money, or you just keep spending unnecessary money, or you start writing your Christmas list for maybe items that you don't currently need right now, I need you to sit down in every room in your house. Or this is the time to assess anything that you have been putting off or putting to the side that you need to clean or unpack or get rid of. This is the season to start clearing things out. You want to become brand new? You want to become unrecognizable? We need to start cleaning up the house. And I mean, not just in your home. That could be with people, with places you've been going to. When I used to party, or I would find myself at certain places, I knew I would never find my husband at certain places. So I had to stop going to those certain places. And so if you have an idea of what your dream life looks like, then I need you to clean up the old version of you. I need you to clean up where you used to go, or where you used to hang out, or what your friends like to do, if that no longer is going to serve the version of you in 2025. Because why are you guys waiting for a new year to happen before you change your ways? If you know that's not where you're going to meet your people, your friends, your tribe, your man, then why do you keep going back to those places? Everything about you needs to just clean up. Pretty much what I'm saying. This is a season to just sit and stop spending money. Because how many outfits are you going to buy and you don't even like what you look like in the mirror? I've said that so many times, and I keep seeing this trend of, oh, I'm just a girl, or girl math. Y'all are going broke and not even living your best life because you are distracted. And every time you're on that app, you see something to buy. You need to get to a point where you are so mentally disciplined because you're too busy working on yourself to be distracted. I can go on any platform and I know that I don't need it. You don't need everything you see. Sometimes those things need to take a back seat because they're not a priority right now. During this season, you need to be focusing on getting your body right, getting your mind right, and getting your money right. There is no reason why you need to be overspending on gaining more weight and diminishing your mental and emotional health by spending. Let's just pay attention to that area and make sure that everything you spend your money on is intentional, especially during the winter months. During this time, I really want you to just be really intentional with your spending. I'm going through a phase of just transitioning into, like a modest era, and just how, and like what I wear. I'm just like, do I need it? Is this going to be me? So I just don't really want anything right now because I'm trying to figure out myself. So I'm in a season right now where I'm doing more internal work for who I want to become, not really what I really want to look like, because I feel like my palette is changing over time. That's why I say don't really buy too many things, because your palette is going to change as you just receive more clarity on who it is that you want to become. So this would definitely be a great opportunity to clean up your wardrobe, to just make sure that, your home is aesthetically beautiful the way that you want it. Your wardrobe is aesthetically beautiful the way that you would desire it to be. So for me, I'm cleaning up house. Like, I'm not buying a bunch of furniture. I'm just seeing what I don't want, what I do want, if I want to rearrange things. And if I'm gonna buy something, I'm gonna sell something first. So I like to just clean out my house, resell whatever I don't want. You're gonna go through changes in the season. You want to feel like this woman. You want your space up. Maybe you paint the walls too. Just start to declutter a lot of things around you and make room for the new you. When you make room for the new you, I don't need you to become a hoarder. I don't need you to become a hoarder. I need you to be free-spirited and open and not attached to a bunch of materialistic things. You don't need a bunch of designer bags. You don't need a bunch of this. You don't need a bunch of that. You just need to now have quality items, quality people, quality experiences. And that is the only goal in life. It's not to have a bunch of friends. It's not to have a bunch of things that you're committed to. It's to really have value and quality in your life, along with peace and rest. Number 3, I talk about it all the time. You are going to need a non-negotiable movement schedule in your routine. Our routine is going to fluctuate based on our energy levels, our mood, and our emotion. With winter comes the change of weather, which, the sun is coming up later and it's going down earlier. So then our mood is just going to fluctuate. Our energy levels is going to fluctuate as well. So we need to have a non-negotiable movement schedule, just so that you're making sure you're sticking to your routine of your weight loss or your weight management or your maintenance. I think personally for me, I'm going to do a lean bulk, and a lean bulk for me is going to look like I want to gain a lot more muscle and I want to fill out my frame without gaining body fat. I have to talk about that more, especially on my other channel, my fitness channel, which I'm actually editing videos to drop very soon. You need to be incorporating, whether it's dancing or getting a treadmill in home. A lot of people now have walking pads. I got a walking pad for my mom. She does go to the gym, but I made sure, there's some days where it's just heavy snow or just extremely cold, that you have a treadmill or a bike or an elliptical. You have something in your home, so you have no excuse. Okay, I know the last thing we want to do is be moving our body, but if you want to come out of the winter arc, your hotter version, honey, summer bodies are made in the winter. However, your coach, this girl right here, I stay ready 365 days out of the year. I need to move my body. It's a non-negotiable. I was never like this, but I just see the benefits. I feel the benefits, and I feel good about myself when I look good. The body is going to fluctuate just like your energy is going to fluctuate. However, if you have a baseline of non-negotiables in your routine, you will be good. It's when you don't have any baseline non-negotiables, like drinking water, doing your best just to drink water, doing your best just to move your body, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour. If you don't do anything at all, you're just going to gain weight and you're going to become uncomfortable during the winter. Last winter, just stuck scrolling and eating and ordering a bunch of takeout. Now you got a coach that's telling you the steps for you to not gain weight during the winter, for you to actually feel good during the winter and when you get out of this season. And it's just about having the baseline, bare minimum, non-negotiables that you do every single day. So even if it's a dance workout, even if it's, treadmill, cycling, going to a class, just move your body. So whether it's first thing in the morning or in the middle of the day, during your break, at night. This is the time where if I needed to check my phone or if I wanted to scroll on my phone, I'm going to multitask, because there's no way I'm going to be lying in my bed scrolling when I could have been on a treadmill scrolling. I could have been on an elliptical scrolling. I could have been on a bike scrolling. I'm getting my goals while passing time. I don't want you passing any more time in your bed or on your couch. If you want to become the hotter version and become unrecognizable to the people that already know you and don't believe in you, then yes, you're going to need to have and do the bare minimum during the winter, especially when you don't feel like it. Push yourself, because you're going to gain way more confidence during the times that you didn't want to. You're going to see that, wow, I actually have this strength in me. I have resilience. I have discipline. I can do this. Ladies, before I get into tip number 4, I really want you to drop one affirmation or maybe 2 for yourself, because we're going to come back to this video in 2025. I am strong enough to push past my mental doubts and my mental barriers. I love my body during this season, but I'm still a work in progress. I am a work in progress, and I'm doing little bits that add to myself every single day. And that is so important to tell yourself or remind yourself, because oftentimes we think we're not doing enough. Where, look at it like this: if you don't do anything at all, that's when you're really not doing anything at all. But if you do one thing, you're actually doing something. It's better to do something than nothing, because doing something is going to bring you closer to the goal. Even if it's longer, you will still get there because you kept going. But if you stop or you don't do it at all, you're not going to see the goal come to life. Which leads to number 4, lean on your community. This is the season where the energy is low and we're going through seasonal depression, and people need energy. We need energy. This is not the time to be closed off and hibernating your energy. I know you want to work on yourself, and I have to tell you this because I used to do this. I used to close myself off. This is actually the time to work on yourself with the people that you love and encourage them as well. Especially, you'll have 1 or 2 friends that are on this path with you, or just on this path themselves, that are looking to level up. Don't force people. But if you have a friend that's actually working on herself, that is when you're like, hey girl, like, can we, hang out every now and then? You can do tea parties, you can do slumber parties. Honestly, I wish my girls lived closer to me so that we could do slumber parties and tea parties more often. Like, my day ones are all over the world. A lot of them don't even live in my city, which is so sad, but it is what it is. So I do a lot of parties with my man. He's so supportive and down with the vibes. So I love that. But I'm saying lean on a community of sisters, of women, where, you guys are way more relatable, especially with our hormones. So it's so important to just fill your cup up with energy that is also radiating. They're also pouring into themselves. You're going to see a noticeable difference with your energy when you're surrounded by women that are actually leveling up and elevating themselves. Leaning on your community can also look like hosting, or maybe gathering your friends to do a paint night, a double date, a triple date, still going out and filling your cup. It's so important not to get closed off and to still schedule in adventure, still schedule in time with people to do things. You could go bowling, find your activities that you want to do that don't involve drinking or don't involve you sabotaging your goals. You can even add in rock climbing. You can add in so many things that you can do indoors. You can even go skating, even plan out, like for me, I'm thinking of planning out a winter escape. Now, I'm not a fan of being cold, but I do want to embrace a little bit of the cold weather. So get out there and don't be so closed off. Like, start to do and add things during the winter months that you maybe haven't done before. Number 5 is going to be prioritize your sleep and feeling softer in your energy, in your essence during the brutal months. I know you've watched a lot of morning routines by now, and the common thing that we see in morning routines is a lot of the women, including myself, starting their morning with gratitude, with prayer, with devotion, with self-reflection, with meditation, and then after some water. If you have been following me for a little bit now, you know that I talk about a morning routine, the importance of a morning routine. Knowing that our energy is going to be very low and unmotivating during the winter months, I need you to have a morning routine that sets you up when you know you're not going to be feeling your most motivated or energized. So going to bed earlier than you usually do is going to really help with this, because you're going to go to bed earlier so that your body then naturally wakes up on its own. So if you naturally go to bed around 10, 11, since the sun goes down by like 7 or 6, maybe you're going to start to wind down and be in bed by 9. That way your body is naturally going to get its maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours of sleep, and you'll be waking up at 6 and 7 when you used to wake up at 8, 9, or 10. So you really want to start trying to go to bed a lot earlier and wake up earlier. That way you can make time to do your non-negotiables. Make sure that you're not rushing out the house, you're not rushing your morning routine. And I would say I prioritize my time with my non-negotiables over getting ready, over what I look like, because I would rather spend more time pouring into myself with my devotion, time with God, doing my morning movement, whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes. I would rather get that done knowing that I'm going to be hot, sexy, and spiritually at peace than to spend an hour doing my makeup and just rushing out the house. Like, no. I personally have worked on my skincare so well that it's a choice if I want to do my makeup. But of course, if you're going into the office, all I would say is get better at your craft, get faster at your craft. All right. You still want to prioritize your non-negotiables first thing in the morning. And that's, you know what I mean? Just go to bed early and get up earlier. At least you're going to give yourself some time when you're not feeling energized first thing in the morning. Especially when you're cold, you just want to snuggle, you want to sleep longer. But if you have gone to bed early, you're going to be like, damn, I've already got 10 hours of sleep. Like, I need to get up. Honey, you are a female. Why are you laying up in that bed so like lagging behind in life? Like, that is not hot. That is not hot. Women that are sleeping until like 10, 11, 12, like unless you just had a baby or you're pregnant, I'm not sure why you are still laying up in that bed, or you work nights, like depending on your work routine. But women need sleep, and you need to wake up and you need to take care of yourself. You need to get up and you need to like get your stuff done. And I don't mean like be a robot and be like, I need to do this. You just need to be intentional with how you spend your time. Like, if then it requires effort, even 5%. Okay. But if you are at 0 and you're just like in your bed scrolling and you're just, I don't feel like cooking, so let me just order, or let me go through a drive-through. Like, come on now. That is not attractive, because you're going to come out of the winter months sluggish, unmotivated, unhappy. And how many years, how many seasons have to keep going by and you are in the same boat? You are only aging. Time is going by, and it's time to take your power back. I just need you to analyze your last year. Analyze how you felt during those winter months. And now we're going to set ourselves up and prepare ourselves ahead of time for what we can do, what we can control going into the winter arc. Honey, it is like 8 degrees outside when I'm making this video, but anytime I'm making videos in my car, it just gets hot. So this is actually perfect, because usually any other video that I've made in the past in the car, it has been boiling hot. So it's 8 degrees outside. It's freezing. I have a full winter coat beside me. You still got to do your best with what you can when it's cold outside. Whether you're making videos in your car or at home or whatever you got to do. You don't want to go to the gym? Okay, set up a just in case gym in your home. I have a treadmill, and when I get back to Calgary, I'm going to get a walking pad because my treadmill is huge. I have an elliptical. Like, I got all of these on Marketplace on Facebook, and I paid like $100, which is going to be like 60 or less US dollars. Like, you can find deals on a lot of equipment that you need in your house. You have no excuses why you should not come out of this winter in your dream body. All right, ladies, if you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then I really hope you subscribe to the channel and join us into the winter arc as I guide you and give you as much uplifting, encouraging content. Thank you guys again for running with me during this 30-day challenge. I really can't wait to see who you become before 2025. I will be scheduling a Zoom call for us to just chat next week, along with a Zoom call for the beginning-ish of December for us to do a faith board party. So I will post those links when I have confirmed the dates, and yeah, so that you guys will be prepared for that, especially a faith board. And I will see you in the next one.